Okay, we can now take the case of a subquery. So a subquery generally have two more queries, that is joined with means you can say it's adjacent to each other, placed with the help of comparison with respect to any one of the fields. For example, now we have a table called customer BK P, and this field is supposed to be empty. Now we are interested to get all the fields from the customer table into this customer BKP. So here the minimum requirement is that all the fields as per given in the customer should also be available in the customer BKP, and with the right syntaxes, means with the right data types and with the right number of fields and the column names. So that insertion and into this empty table can easily take place with the help of the query. That is from the customer, whatever the thing comes up. So ID is being taken as the comparing factor, due to which, by means of which we are inserting into the empty table customer BKP. So whatever be the insertion query you make it, we need a comparing factor. So here comparing factor is nothing but the ID. With respect to ID, we are inserting into the empty table. Now here this instead of ID we can put it as age or salary, anything is okay. We can customize it according to our own requirement. Now there is another case we can make the same thing, insert into the empty table, select all from the customer name. We can make it as where age from the customers, select age from the customers, where age is greater than so and so. For example, we can make it as, we can copy and paste and increase the number 4. So where age is select age from the customers where age is greater than 35. So in this case what happens, only for this age from the customer table being greater than 35, all the fields will go in and they reside inside the empty table customer BKP. So this is how it is different between the first query and the second query. Now for this particular query execution, we have to make assured that the customer and customer BK has exactly the same number of fields with the correct field names and the right type of character fields for each of the fields. Now so our prime necessity initially is to create an empty table with the customer BKP or whatever it's. So for this particular case we have to revisit the query designer window. Now we can see in the query designer window we have executed the code for a create table and we have made the table as such. We have used this particular code, first table, where all the fields are such given in the customer table as well. So we can make sure that in the customer table also all these fields are available, and it is in the same database everywhere. So now what we can do is that after we have executed this, we have already created this table over here. Now our next intention is to make this table get filled up with respect to all the IDs in the customer table. So with respect to all these IDs, this table has to get populated, empty table. So for the particular query, we have made a query designer. We have introduced into this particular code. So insert into this empty table customer table, select all from the customers where that much number of fields were available, where ID is, select ID from customers. So here with respect to all the IDs, all the fields will be replaced. So line 11 rows are affected. So if we execute this customer table, you can see that 11 rows have come up. So this is how that insertion query is working. Now let us do the same case. Now let us comment this and we'll delete the table, and we'll recreate it once again with the help of the age factor. It's 11 is affected. So we are just intended to delete this table and make the changes with respect to the age. So now this is empty. Now we have to make it with respect to the age. So you comment the edit code, open the insert code, and we have to make the replacement where age select age from customers Now if you limit to this, the same thing will happen that was there previously, no changes will be there. But only with here what we are doing is that we are defining the age factor as well, the barrier for the age factor. So let us make it as 35. So with respect to 35 only, all the things from the customer will enter into the empty table, where the age is by 35 in the customer table. So we can see that so here actually it is in proper format. Yeah, so now we can see that 4 rows have got affected. So we can go to open the customer table and you can see already the ages above 35 were populated. The rest were not populated. Now we can execute the same thing. We can delete the query. 4 is affected, so this table is gone. Now we are interested to make it where it is less than 35. So in this case, if it is less than 35, let me comment the code and give execute it. So now I can 6 rows are affected. So we can see in this particular case, all the ages were below 35. So this was possible entries were in the original table. So in this way we can make an effect, we can change an empty table with the entries based on a requirement that is available from the other table. So this is how that insertion query with respect to any other query, any other insertion into a particular table with respect to another table working with help of a subquery.